I'll still go out, but I'm not going out specifically to make a YouTube video anymore. I'm done with it. And it bothers me because what's going to happen to me mentally if I can't do this? Because I love, like I said, I love doing this. I love helping you guys out. This has given me purpose. And if I don't do that anymore, am I even going to feel like getting out of bed? That's the question. Hopefully I can finish up today. All this talking is really playing havoc with my voice. I need to take a break. So, it's pretty breezy today. It's not too bad at this very moment, but the wind's pretty strong, so I discovered wind is in fact, my microphone here is a little foamy on it, is apparently not doing its job, at least not very well. So I do have my microphone inside my shirt. I'll try not to move around too much. This rubbing against me might make a little bit of scuffing noise. So hopefully if the wind picks up, and it's not going to be an issue. But I'm in a good mood today, and today I'm going to talk about YouTube. I'm going to finish up with that because that's kind of the purpose of this video, right from the beginning. And I'm probably going to get angry at some point in time. I'm going to try my hardest not to talk about controversial issues, but unfortunately just talking about YouTube is going to be a controversial issue. I have a tendency to speak my mind, and it's hard for me not to. So I may end up editing some of this out. I don't know, depending on what I say. Because once I get going, you know, chances are I'm not going to be able to censor myself, I guess you could say. Because all that the crap that's been happening is really angering me, and it's really going to be hard to get that point across without talking about that stuff. So when I first started on YouTube, like I say, I kind of had random stuff. I had all these pictures and videos of the boys mainly, and I had no idea what I was going to do with them. We were going to... Oh, I started my website, like I said before, several times, and I gave up on it because it kept getting hacked. But there was no real way of making any kind of income off of it. And not just for me, the boys were going to be involved in that as well. They were going to get a portion of the income from it, obviously. Because like I said, they were paid for the shoots. It was... You can kind of say it was their job, but not officially. They got paid to do it, and it wasn't like we went out to do that kind of thing. They just... It was what they wanted to do. They wanted to go play, and I just captured the moments of them playing, right? They were doing what they wanted to do. They weren't doing what I wanted them to do. So that's how it was right from the beginning. Except for the actual official photo shoot that we had in the park. And it wasn't enjoyable for them. It wasn't enjoyable for me. So we decided that's not what we're gonna do. That's not... I don't know how to put it. It just wasn't enjoyable. So it just kind of became just follow them around and capture what they're doing, basically. And everything just kind of fell into place. But like I said, I got all this content. What do I do with it? So I did put some on stock image sites, but Um, I don't have a lot of content out there, I guess you could say, and they don't pay a lot of money. You have to have a lot of content, a lot of popular content, and you have to keep uploading. Kind of like YouTube, you have to keep uploading to stay high in the algorithm to be, presented to people. And I just didn't have that much content. I've never got a payment from any of them. I've made money, just I've never met any payment threshold on any of them. So if I kept going, probably maybe. There was one, I can't remember what it was called, that I started uploading to, and shortly after they shut down. Not because of me. They just decided that there was too much competition and they weren't going to do it anymore. And their payments actually seemed like they were pretty good. If you were exclusive to their website, then you get paid more. A whole bunch of different things. I can't remember, but their watermark that they put on images looked like a price tag. If that rings a bell with anybody, I can't remember what it was called. That was the one I was most involved with right from the beginning, and it's gone. And 123RF is the main one that I use now. But like I said, I've got, I think, 52 pictures on there. And some of them have sold, but like I said, I haven't met their minimum payment threshold. So I got this YouTube, being able to monetize your videos. That was the only real viable thing for me, I guess, at that time. Because I'm now without a car. I can't go professional like I wanted to in any area because I can't go anywhere. I can't travel. And, nobody's going to come to me. I got to go to them. That's the way I wanted to do it anyways. On your terms, on your property, your situation, whatever, as long as it's outdoors. But, that never came to pass. So YouTube became the thing. And once I monetized, I removed all the crap that I had on there. Like I said, it was just random stuff anyways. It was nothing major. And if you go to the About section on my YouTube, it'll say that I've been a member since 2008. It's actually 2006. But the original count that I had was only so I could watch videos that were oh, what's the word? Age restricted. You have to sign in order to watch those. So that's the only reason I created my account originally. And then when I decided to start actually putting content up, I started a new channel. I didn't realize that you could rename your old channel at that time. I didn't know. So I started a new channel, and that's why I started just putting random stuff up. Kind of like everybody else was doing at the time, just random stuff. But then once things started going, I started using the ES950, the camera on it. Then I started doing other stuff, showing video from that camera. And it just kind of went from there, I guess. It just kind of slowly evolved into what it was. And some of this I've already talked about, but first time I actually spoke in a video was when I was talking about the safety issue of the ES950 and the charger door thing that opens and gets caught on the throttle and that. That was the first time I actually spoke in a video, and thanks to Cody, he got me actually talking in front of the camera, which was kind of interesting. It was tough to do, putting myself out there like that for the first time, but it didn't really. It became easier. It turned out it really wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, I guess you could say. So that was kind of interesting. So then, getting different content. Cody helping me out on things, and me helping him out on things. He helped me take the S. I had a lot of work I needed to do with the S950, and it was winter time. Everything was frozen. So I built this frame that I could hook a winch up to take the scooter down into the basement and pull it back up. He helped me with that. And throughout the whole time, I didn't talk about my illness, because the content was really never about my illness. It's about the things that I do because of my illness, I guess, basically. But I never talked about it, and I didn't want it to be part of the content, because it just, I don't know how to put it. It wasn't really about me. It was about what I'm doing, I guess you could say. So I always tried to hide that. And then after I got the monster, I needed more space. I got the temporary shelter building it, and while I was building it, I had one of my power failures, and I decided to show that. Because you don't see what happens to me in the background. I put a lot of effort into my videos, not the video itself, but a lot of physical energy to do content, like to do the activities that I'm recording. You don't see how that affects me. And after that, I just, because people were asking, a lot of my viewers are disabled themselves, and a lot of people, before I even talked about it, a lot of people would talk about their illness and ask me how I cope with whatever, and some people were asking what my illness was and stuff like that. So I decided, if I talk about my illness, then people are going to be able to relate to what it is I'm doing. And that's just kind of how it came out. And after I moved here, I got a message from YouTube stating I am now visible to a wider audience. And I had no idea what that meant. I try to block the microphone here, the wind's picking up. I had no idea what that meant. Why was I restricted in the first place? So apparently when you're new, you're not presented to the entire world. You're just shown to a smaller audience, whatever that means, right? So I'm thinking, well, okay, well, that's kind of cool. And then all of a sudden I started getting nasty comments from people who aren't subscribed to me, don't obviously watch my videos. They see one video and they make a comment about it. And that, like I said, it took a lot of nerve for me to present myself as it was. And then all of a sudden I got these people attacking me for what I'm doing, saying I'm not disabled, obviously, and I'm scamming all of them. When we had the tornado threat, I was in Walmart, and I came out of Walmart. I got off the scooter so I could put plastic on everything to keep everything from getting wet, because obviously there was a storm coming, right? And because I got off the scooter, I got all kinds of accusations about scamming and all this. And I wonder how many people he scammed for money. It really pissed me off. I can take criticism on different things and that, but something like that gets to me. And I said, well, first of all, people need to understand, when you drive a scooter, that does not mean you can't walk. They're assistive devices. It's transportation only. I can walk. Yes, I can walk. Everybody I know that has a scooter can walk to some degree. They're assistive device, and there's such a stipulation, and a lot of it stems from Walmart having scooters in their store, and the stigma is they're for fat, lazy people. So anybody who drives a scooter, obviously, if you can walk, then you're a lazy person, right? And it's so hard to get past that, to explain to people why you use a scooter. Because at that time, I could still ride my bike. I was still riding my bike out to the conservation area. Not very often, maybe once a month at that time. And I could do that, but after I do that, I'm in bed for 3 days recovering. You don't see that, right? And I never showed that. I never talked about that, because it wasn't part of what I wanted my videos to be about. And people would attack that, and it's hard to deal with. Like, it's hard enough to deal with the fact that I can't do anything anymore, and have somebody attack like that, it was difficult. So then, here, I'm doing projects in the garage, and right now, I get one good project a day. I do what I do, and I'm done for the day. I have no energy left. I put all my energy into making the video that day. And I still get people. I had one person that really ticked me off. I had to block him, because he's, I don't even remember how it started now, but he's saying how, I don't remember what it was, but I had to explain my illness. It was one video that I had to adjust the door because it was scraping the floor, and I couldn't open it completely. So I had to struggle. This door weighs like probably it's solid wood. It probably weighs a couple hundred pounds. I could not lift that door myself. So the only way I could do it was to take off the bottom hinges, move the door outward, and re-bolt them to the frame, right? And that's how I ended up doing it. And that took so much out of me. It took so much energy, as I almost couldn't finish. And I got that job completed. I was so proud of it. And I talked about my illness so people could understand how difficult that was for me. And then all of a sudden this friggin' troll comes on saying, "Oh, he's always talking about your illness. I'm so tired of hearing about your illness." So if I don't talk about it, you don't understand what I'm going through. You criticize me for what I'm doing. If I do talk about it, you criticize me for talking about it. What do? Right? And a lot of people say, just ignore the trolls. I can't ignore that. I can't. Because that attacks the very thing that is running my life right now. And my videos, pretty much every video I do is based on previous videos. You're not going to get the context, everything together in one package in each video. So when I get a new person come in, and those of you who've been with me since the beginning, you understand that. You completely understand what I'm going through. And you see the accomplishments that I make, and how good I feel that I actually got something finished, right? Because there's so much I need to do right now. I have no energy. I have no incentive to do anything. So anytime I get something accomplished, that's a huge thing for me. Especially this year. It's really bad this year. Oh, wow. These school buses, it's like I didn't realize it was that late. But I get somebody new that comes in, and they don't know my history. They're judging me by that one single video. waiting for it. Okay, I got barking that time. I was waiting for the kids on the bus to start yelling. They barked at me this time. But anyways, like I say, I get one project a day, and I do what I can, as long as I can, as much as I can, in each video. And once I finish that, I'm done for the day. I can't do anything else. And I can't, there's no way I can possibly portray that in every video, right? The only thing I can do is make a second video afterward showing how, you know, I'm affected by what I've already done. I can't do that. So it's difficult. And a lot of you who are in the same situation as me, I have viewers with fibromyalgia. You completely understand what I'm going through. You see what I'm doing. I've been called more inspiring than a celebrity, and that's the thing. That's why I talk about my illness now, so everybody can relate to that, right? And there's just so many people who think they know everything about everyone and how things should be done. You don't get that. You're in your own world. You don't get it. You don't understand what we go through. You take for granted your abilities to do everything. Like I said, tying my shoelaces, you take that for granted. One day you can't do that anymore. Try telling that to people. See what reaction you get. So, that's bad enough. I don't get much of that anymore because YouTube doesn't promote me like they used to. I think I've been restricted again. Whatever that restriction was. I was getting, when I first started the monetization, I was getting a little bit each month. It was like less than $10, $14, $18, $21, $27. Every month it was getting up a little more. And eventually I was making about $150 a month. And that was awesome. I got paid every month. I didn't have to, okay, did I make enough to reach the $100 this month? Right? Oh, I was $4 short. I made 96, so I gotta wait another month. And once I reached that $100 minimum threshold every month, I was awesome. I was getting paid by YouTube every month. And that makes a big difference in your income when you're on, you know, a low income. So, things started happening. I had a video, you probably remember this, if you've been with me for a couple years anyway. I had a video where I went down the trail and there's these two boys running down the trail and there wasn't enough room to pass them, and I was actually making a video at the time when I saw the comment. I made the mistake of reading that comment while I was making that video. And it blew my mind that somebody would say what they said about those boys. And it, not only did it freak me out, it angered me, it shocked me, and I immediately showed my anger. I didn't hold back on it. I couldn't. It angered me so much that somebody would say something like that and accused me of chasing them or whatever it was. It was too much. So I contacted YouTube about it, reported the comment, and I think a couple days later or something like that, YouTube got back to me and had no idea what I was talking about. There's no such comment. So it was gone, and I was going to reply back. Everything was gone. My original complaint, their response, which was an email, by the way, disappeared. And at the time, it wasn't just removed like it was a Hotmail email address. It wasn't removed from Hotmail, from their system. I was using Thunderbird at the time because what I was doing was when I saw a YouTube video I wanted to watch, but I didn't want to watch it right away, I would email the link to myself. And then when I use Thunderbird, all my emails are stored in a file in my computer. And part of the programming that I have, if you don't know, if you're new, I run a website within my computer at home that basically automates my daily life, everything that I do. Saves a lot of time. So I had a section that would go through my emails and look for YouTube links, and then I'd collect them all and make a playlist out of them. So that is stored on my computer in this file. And I went looking, I looked manually. All my communication with YouTube about that specific incident was gone. So not only did they remove it from the server, they removed it from my personal computer. And people say, oh, they can't do that. Well, I proved that they did. Because it was gone. Completely gone. Everything. Including their response to me. So that angered me, considering how serious the situation was. I don't know where this person that commented came from. It wasn't a subscriber. Do they live here in this area? Do they have access to these kids? Right? That's what freaked me out about it. Because if anything happened, I wouldn't be able to go to the police and say, no, suspect this person, because there's no proof of it anymore. Google removed it. And this is something you can't do anymore. You can't complain about these people. I know somebody that's been on YouTube for years, and he used a Bible passage to condemn these particular people. I'm trying to be careful here. Pedophiles. And his channel's gone. He got a warning once, he did it again, and his channel's gone. So obviously, Google is promoting them now. How do you fight that? Right? Then COVID hit. Or maybe it was in the same time period, I don't know. And I shared about all the restrictions or whatever. Kids couldn't play hockey unless they... And in my hometown, there's a 10-year-old boy just wanted to play hockey. So he got it. Just so he could play hockey. 2 days later, dies from a heart attack. I talked about that. YouTube labels it as misinformation. Okay, I can't hold back. You, YouTube. I told you I was gonna get angry. I can't talk about this and not get angry. The worst part for me now, and this is recent, just within the last few months, I was talking about climate change, and people have their own ideas in their mind and start putting words in my mouth. Well, I said this, but what I really mean, you too. Everybody has their opinion on things. Your opinion is based on your experiences, your upbringing, how you've been taught, I guess maybe religious beliefs, but basically it's based on your experiences. Okay? You can have an opinion about something, even if it's completely wrong, it's still your opinion. I have my opinion on things. Most of my opinions are based on fact when it comes to climate change. I can't speak of those because it goes against what everything's being taught. But that's my opinion based on my experiences, my research, my beliefs, what I experience right now. I don't doubt there's something changed. There's no question that the weather's different than it used to be. Here, I don't know about the rest of the world, but here, we don't get these super cold winters that we used to always get. I'm happy with that. I don't care about that. But this year, I can't say we barely had a summer. What I consider a summer is these hot temperatures over 30 degrees Celsius, which is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. We barely got that point this year. We were in the low 20s. And that's not normal for us. Okay, we have odd years. Things change, you know. You get an odd year when something's different, and you get different type of weather for that year. It's not a global change. It's centralized. There was a year, I don't remember how old I was, when I was younger, probably a young teenager, we got snow on my birthday, which is the end of June. That never happened. That's the only time that's ever happened. Like, there was nothing on the ground, just snow falling from the sky. Only time, I'm 56 years old now. That's the first time I've ever seen that, and the only time I've ever seen that. Does that mean the climate is changing? No. Things happen. Right now, things are changing because it's constant now. Is it a cycle? Could be. The big debate, I think, is not that something's changing. It's the cause. And that's where opinions come in. A lot of the data that you see is fake. That's not opinion. That's fact. If you look into it for yourself, stop listening to the frickin' news, because they're not telling you the truth. They're pushing this crap on people. If you look into it for yourself, you will see it's fake. Like, it was hotter this year than it was 120,000 years ago. How the frick do you know that? Like, give me a break. But people are buying into this because they're so good at their lies that they're just, they make it sound so convincing. But everything that happens, every single little storm, every wildfire, every hurricane, it's all about climate change. We've always had them. Fire is natural. There are trees that drop pine cones that only open after a fire has gone through, and then they recede. That's natural. That's how it's designed. It's natural. It's not climate change. But even still, let's say I'm wrong, okay? You probably are anyways. And you're right. My opinion is my opinion. It's based on my research. It's based on my beliefs. It's based on experience. It's based on current observation. If I'm wrong, do I not still have the right to speak that opinion? Most of you are going to say no. It's dangerous. That's the issue I'm having with YouTube right now. I'm sick of it. Anybody has a different opinion that what the government is pushing on everybody for a reason. It's all about control and what they want to bring in. But if you don't follow that, YouTube will remove you, will block your videos, call it misinformation, call you a racist, call you misogynistic. Oh, sorry, that's just Trudeau. I'm sick of it. And once I reach my next payment threshold from YouTube, I'm canceling my AdSense account. I am no longer supporting YouTube monetarily in any way whatsoever. If that means removing my channel completely, all my content, shutting the whole fucking thing down, that's what I'm gonna do. It's got nothing to do with you viewers. I'm doing this for you. I am putting all my energy into my videos to help everybody out that has questions. That's what I'm enjoying doing. But it's got to the point now where I can't handle it anymore. I can't handle the shit that's coming from YouTube, what they're doing to people. Not necessarily to me, but to everybody else. Look what happened just recently. I don't know when you're going to see this video. It's going to take a long time for me to put all this together. Look what they're doing to Russell Brand. This is just within the last few days. YouTube canceled him because of allegations. No proof, not charged with anything. Allegations of rape. And they canceled him. That's just an excuse. He's speaking his mind about stuff against the system. That's their excuse for shutting him down. Allegations. Like I said, anybody can say anything about anyone. Everyone believes it. And it doesn't matter if it's true or not. You present facts to somebody who's got this idea in their mind that they're right, you're wrong. You give them facts, watch how angry they get. Why? Brainwash. Watch the news. Yeah, you're spreading. Oh yeah, I got it. I talked about this one time, which that video got removed by YouTube, by the way. No explanation, just gone. I was accused of spreading fear. I was giving hope, explaining why things are happening. You want fear? Watch the frickin' news. Wear a mask, you're gonna kill your grandmother. Masks don't stop viruses. That's fact. Look it up. Viruses are so tiny, these paper friggin' masks don't do squat. Even if they did, they don't seal against your face. You ever have your glasses fog up when you're wearing a mask? Air is not going through the mask, it's going around it. Tell me how that's protecting anybody. We know the truth about all that crap anyways. COVID taught us all about these experts. And now they're trying to do it again. They will. Too many people are buying into their BS lies again. But that's I'm getting off topic. That's really not why. Like I said, it's going to be hard for me to not talk about this stuff. But that's the issue I'm having right now. I don't want to support YouTube anymore for the BS. They're following this, I don't even like saying the word, agenda. And anybody who speaks against it with facts gets shut down. F you, YouTube. F you. Remove my channel. I don't care anymore. I'm done with you. Absolutely done. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm not doing other. Everybody says go to Rumble. Rumble, there's no question they're different. Rumble cancels people as well. You get censored from them. I know people who had videos censored from them. They're not a perfect alternative. None of them are. There's nowhere else to go. I can start my own website, which I'm considering doing, but it's not an alternative. Nobody's gonna go. I want to do it because if I stop doing YouTube, I got nothing. This is all I do. I will have nothing. I won't have an incentive to get out of bed every day. That's my concern.